Welcome back to Natural Gallant Bodybuilding, and today I'm going to talk to you about, do you need to go to failure in order to gain muscle? Is going to failure really productive in any way, shape, or form? And sometimes you can go so deep into failure that you die. Kind of like I did when I started making this video yesterday. Chest. Come on, wind. Leave me alone, wind. Don't be such a bully. That's why I'm transparent right now. I'm actually a ghost. I'm actually a ghost just talking to you from beyond the grave. And I'm so dedicated to this YouTube channel and so dedicated to my Patreon supporters as well as you guys. I came back just to make a video for you. You're welcome. So first things first, I want to say this as a caveat. You don't have to go to failure all the time. I mean, that's definitely not something I'm saying when I'm making this video. But what I will say is that you need to really push the muscle here and there. Push it to the brink where the burn hurts so bad that you think you're gonna, blow up in flames. Or as somebody told me a little while ago, their ass burns so hard when they were doing some lunges that they thought their butt fell off. You do have to actually push once in a while. And I've seen lots of people, and I'm sure you have too, you'll go to the gym and you'll see people just kind of like lazily kind of going through the motions, right? And I'm not saying there's no relevance to this either, but if this is the only way you train, you're going to notice that you will hit a wall eventually doing this, and then the body will say, well, geez, I'm already strong enough. I don't need to adapt. There's no reason that I need to adapt. There's no pain that's pushing me to become better. There's no pain of being on the battlefield, and therefore I must train harder so that the battlefield does not feel so uncomfortable. This is something that I noticed a long time ago, and I talked about it before when I was doing 4 sets of 10 on the bench, and it was only the last set that I was really hitting failure. And then my brother was going to failure every single set, and I noticed that his shape and his muscular development was actually getting better than mine at that time in my training when I was just a young guy. I was only like 15 years old, 16 years old, and I was seeing this. So I knew that although not going to failure with heavy poundages, so that way you get stronger, I knew that there was some relevance to that as well. I knew that it wasn't the whole picture if you want to be a bodybuilder. Rocket! Snow. If you actually want to grow muscle, you need to push into that hypertrophy mode, and the only way to do so is to take the muscle deeper into failure, pump those reps with that strength, and get that deep level of fatigue. And yeah, it hurts. It doesn't feel good. It's not really comfortable. But I don't know any bodybuilder that didn't actually already have size anyway, like just came out of the womb in a pamper and just already looked like Mr. Olympia. Like, I don't know anybody that trained over the years and then did not go deep into failure and had great muscular development, right? I don't know anyone that just, kept 7 reps into the tank and just kind of lackadaisically just played around with the weights and then had a physique. If they didn't already genetically just have that physique already before they started training. So the caveat with this as well is that when you're going to go deep into failure, it's positive failure. It's like you cannot do another rep. You don't have to go into forced negatives. You don't have to go into this, because then people start getting existential on me. They start saying, well, what is failure really? They start getting all Aristotle on me, right? Like, what is failure? If no one sees me go to failure, did it really ever happen? That kind of stuff. So you need to basically understand that when you're going to failure, it's positive failure where you cannot complete another positive rep. And at the same time, if you're going to be doing lifts like deadlifts or squats or things that include the lower back a lot, yeah, you need to be a little bit more conservative when it comes down to going to failure then, just because of danger reasons or injury reasons. I'm not saying you have to go to failure all the time. So that's the good news, right? If you're doing your squat workouts and you're doing progressive overload and you're getting heavier poundages on your back and you're doing sets of 15 or 20 reps and you're getting a pretty good burn, but you're not necessarily going deep into that burn, well, yeah, once in a while, just jump on the leg press or do some walking lunges or something like that and then really burn out those legs. And then you'll notice that you're going to make quantum leaps in your gains from those hardcore workouts. Now, the big misnomer out there is that once you get gains from doing something, then do it all the time. And I think people actually abuse this principle in a lot of ways in their life. They say if something's good, then you got to do it all the time, and that means it's better. Well, no, that's not necessarily true either. So I find going to failure once a week with the muscle, or if you're doing lower reps, then you can go to failure more often. So say you're training the muscle group 3 times a week, going to failure once or twice a week is probably good enough. and then from there, you just play around with heavier weights in your other sets and keep a couple reps in the tank. So you're gonna have to find your own ratio on this, of how many sets to failure in a week you need to go, or how many workouts of failure you need to have for a certain body part in order to get results. And again, each body part will have its own rules in this, but don't avoid going to failure because you're always trying to progressively overload, right? If you wanna have hypertrophy gains, if you wanna have bodybuilding gains, you need to hit failure here and there. I hope this helps you out. I hope me coming back from beyond the grave was helpful for you. And thanks a lot for watching. If you need to get hold of me, just go to naturalgallantbodybuilding.com, and thanks to the patron supporters, and take care for now. I haven't got my wings yet. I can't fly off the screen. It would look really dramatic for views on YouTube, but I haven't got my wings yet. Nobody's given me my wings. All right, well, the mountain has waited long enough. The mountain is going to take wings. Chicken wings.